Hatchet order.
Oh,
you watch it. So you watch 1, and then you watch 2, then you watch 4 or 5, or no, you omit 1 altogether.
You omit 1 altogether, and episode 2.
So you watch 4, and then you watch 5, and then you go back to 2 and 3. And then you end it with Jedi. So as soon as he says, "I'm your father," then you go back to episode 2 and watch that part, and then watch part 3, and then you hit Jedi at the very end.
Well, we watched them in order, like the 3 prequels, and then the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
So we did that.
Did you put Rogue One in there?
No, this was
pre-Rogue
One. We watched these.
Yeah,
and
only one trilogy.
And it was
the Holy Trilogy.
It was cool to see that that's what captured them, and I kind of thought that's why I went in that direction. I was like, that's going to be more relevant to them. The special effects are going to be better to them. But what I got out of it was watching it was, man, we got gypped early on with those lightsaber fights, bro.
Yes, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They're
like,
so elegant.
Yeah, I'm like, these aren't even the same guys that fought in that last one. They were flipping all over the fucking place.
It's like Obi-Wan was like broke down, and he's just like, fuck it, I give up.
Moving on for Luke.
Yeah, they were like,
Luke escape.
Yeah.
And well, I remember watching Return of the Jedi when I was a kid in the theater, and I was like little, and I was like, yeah, this is amazing. He's flipping around.
Yeah, on the barge and stuff.
In 1983, flipping around.
He jumps up into the second level.
Right.
You're like, no way. How can he hide from him in there? He's still there.
But think if you made those movies now.
Oh.
I'm not saying they should redo them.
No,
not
at all.
That's not what I want in my life. I just think, like, visually, like in my
Yeah.
mind, what some of those fights, like especially like you said on the skiff, like inside there, that would have been amazing, even more amazing. It was amazing then.
Yeah. Still is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of like what I was excited about these new ones is as a kid, I always thought of those things in between the cracks of the Star Wars universe. Like
Sure.
there was a toy line which I believe was based on a book, maybe called Shadow of the Empire.
No, it was based on comic.
A comic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that graphic novel. It's pretty good.
And there were a toy line that I played with and stuff, and because they kind of redid all that in like the 90s when they re-released the Star Wars films, and right up till the episode 1 came out,
Right.
And I don't know, I was kind of excited about. That's why I think the Mandalorian looks so cool, is because I'm excited to end this Skywalker like. Don't get me wrong, I like J.J. Abrams. I really like the Rian Johnson one. Rian Johnson's working on a new Star Wars trilogy.
That has no legacy characters.
It's going to be his own thing.
Which is perfect for Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people got pissed at him.
I liked The Last Jedi.
I thought The Last Jedi was
awesome.
good too.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of fucking bullshit-ass trolls on the internet.
Little haters.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I think it's good, though, that now he'll have complete creative control.
Sure.
He's not going to have to worry about...
But he can live in that world.
Everybody cares about Han Solo. Or, you know what I mean?
Even the Solo movie was great, but everybody hated it.
I
thought it was really good.
That's another one,
loved
dude,
it.
that I was thinking about your 2018 thing, and I'm like, okay, you got an Avengers movie, you got did a Star Wars movie come out? And I'm like, a Solo came out, and I wasn't expecting to like that movie as much as I did.
Me either.
It wasn't that great. Don't get me wrong. You can tell that there was like definitely some editing issues and some story issues I didn't care for.
Bitchin' movie, man.
But it was actually bitchin', dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, is those areas and cracks of the Star Wars universe I want to see.
So
I want to go to
did you ever
weird
play any
planets.
of the games?
I read some of the expanded universe novels, and I played like the game for the Nintendo 64, and I played one for the GameCube where you're like a bounty hunter.
If you played the Knights of the Old Republic games, those have some really deep cut like history.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. And the one thing in Star Wars that I haven't really watched was, and that takes those particular games take like thousands of years.
Well, that's rumored that what the creators of Game of Thrones are, the two showrunner guys, whatever Weiss and whatever the other guy's name is. They're working on an original something too, and it's rumored that it could be Knights of the Old Republic, but maybe people are just putting.
That would be awesome, though.
They're connecting dots that aren't there. Maybe
it's possible.
But go ahead now.
But I was going to say the one thing that I haven't watched, which I know like people who are really into Star Wars, this is like canon. Is that Star Wars
cartoon?
The cartoon,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, yeah.
I haven't watched it either. I have the original. They produced two movies.
Rebels or Troopers?
Yep.
Rebels.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars.
Supposedly, those are like a big deal to the Star Wars community.
They are canon. They produced two movies for before this cartoon series took off that I had. and they were supposed to take like it shows how Obi-Wan is it Obi-Wan or Mace Windu crushes General Grievous's chest, and that's why he coughs like that. So like they had like a battle at one point.
It was
before.
Mace Windu, right?
I think Mace Windu like force crushed his heart or his lungs, and that's why he like has like that weird voice in the.
At first, he talked like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, you gonna teach me the ways of the Force?" Oh my God,
I'm a robot.
I'm gonna kill
and,
you.
And they, and that's the thing. Like, if you don't watch those, like, I didn't know Grievous survived.
Like you're missing out.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. No, I didn't watch the cartoon show,
But
which I've heard is
fact,
really good.
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, that's a major character from the movies that survives something that you think he passes.
Same with Darth Maul. Like
Darth Maul, yeah.
yeah.
Darth Maul's in those as well, which is
There's
kind
like
of
whole story arcs with them.
Yeah.
I heard it's really good storytelling.
Right.
I'm not such a fan of that animation that they kind of did
Same.
with the Green Lantern animated series, which was on for a little while.
It's
for
like
one,
more computer generated.
it's really computer generated, and it looks like Beast Wars. I used to watch.
Beast Wars was cool, but it was very, very janky.
It was
It-
early
It
CGI.
was a
They were,
Commodore
they were-
64 made.
yeah, they
TV
were like,
show.
we can do this. They'll buy the toys, and I did, and I did.
Okay. Enough about Star Wars. Enough about Star
Yeah,
Wars.
that was a big digression. Right
Yes,
there.
yes, it
It was
was.
good though. It was good.
TV,
Any
more
TV.
So we saw they changed the name of the Hulu shows that were coming out for Marvel.
Oh, right.
And
One of them's like Adventures in Terror or something. Or
so yeah, that's what. No, it's Adventures into Fear, I believe.
okay.
But
Well,
Journey into Fear?
no.
No.
Here, you look that up real quick. I was gonna say Legion ended on
Oh,
FX.
yeah.
and that's
Legion, yeah.
Season 3. There's not going to be any more.
Right.
Good show, great show. Buy it, watch it. Very stylish.
What would be really cool is if they threw him in whenever they bring the mutants into the whole world
Wow,
and throw
I mean-
Legion in there, which would be pretty cool.
that would be
character.
awesome. I don't see it happening.
No, I don't see that.
No.
I actually disagree. I think that Legion is a very cool, self-contained, like 3 or however many chapters are. Each episode is like a chapter, and it ends on whatever it was, chapter.
But
20
think if you got an origin for every character that was 3 seasons long.
Yeah,
that would be
right?
cool.
It'd be cool.
Dang.
But this one has like cool
like
original
30
characters.
hours.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm
And
not
like the style, I just really dig it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's
Everything
over.
about it is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
It's always been really good.
So yeah, Hulu's it's Ghost Rider and Hellstrom.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're being rebranded into Adventures into Fear. Into Fear.
Yeah.
But there's more shows coming. They're saying there's more that are going to join them. So I think that what we're seeing right now, the 2 most popular things in pop culture right now in movies, superhero and horror.
Yes.
So I think what
So
we're starting to see, we're like,
Oh, okay.
so we're seeing that where it's coming together. We had Brightburn.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. Then, of course, we have the new Doctor Strange movie being made, which is going to be a horror film, even though it's PG-13.
Had Swamp Thing.
And we had Swamp Thing,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And Joker kind of, well, that's probably
Yeah.
more of a mind fuck, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it'll be good.
But yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. And then now they're rebranding this into that Journey into Fear, which was, I think, the original Man Thing
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
And
because
The
they
knockoff Swamp Thing, in my mind.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
it was
I
Mike
don't
Plug.
know.
Mike Plug did a lot of cool stuff in that early '70s with the kung fu stuff. They had the horror kind of comics too. They had the horror, and then they had the kung fu comics, and then they got back into the more traditional superhero stuff. But they were doing those in the '60s, like Lin Wayne was doing, House of Secrets and weird stuff like that. And they had all of that kind of stuff that hopefully influenced a little bit of fucking like Alan Moore shit. You know what I mean? Kind of
Alan Moore's a weird dude. I was just reading an article with him how he didn't like Twin Peaks season 3.
Alan Moore is a freak, dude.
Yeah.
He's like almost.
Have you ever heard any of his music?
No.
It's amazeballs.
Yeah.
If
Is
you're
it?
on acid.
I'm sure it's just all I can think of is like violins and him reading poetry or something.
No,
Oh,
dude, it's
practice
really
magic.
trippy. It's really trippy.
But just like David Lynch's music.
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
Clown Time.
My
shit.
name is Alan Moore. no, dude. David Lynch has like it's more like acid jazzy.
Acid jazz.
kind of. It's jazzy, but it also has some blues.
I'll have
and
to.
like
I'll have
pop
to
in
see
it.
if I can find that. I had a CD at one time with it on there, like somebody gave me. Like,
Oh, dude,
you have
please.
to listen to this.
Yeah.
And
Please.
I'll have to see. I'm not promising anything. I
Yeah.
moved 1,000 miles since then, so.
And well, in TV news too, I'm just going to keep going here. Krypton was canceled, and they're not moving forward with the Lobo TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, didn't see that.
Again, one of those things like Gotham. I get like some stories about Krypton are cool, but same thing with like Gotham. I don't want to see those
Those aren't the cracks that you want to look in.
But that's
exactly.
not even, those aren't.
I don't
even-
care about Gotham before
And
Batman.
those weren't even cracks, dude.
Yeah.
That was just here's a whole made up different universe
Yeah.
based off of this.
Let's figure
And
this out.
obviously
Unless
it
it's
did really
service-
well,
well, unless
because it
it's-
was on for how many seasons?
6.
Yeah,
Gotham
so
was
it's-
on for 6 seasons.
Yeah, so that's some
Krypton's
seasons.
canceled after 2.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, Lobo,
Yeah.
I didn't like the look of Lobo.
You didn't like Kiss Lobo? Come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't.
I
like
know
the
you're a
look of
big Lobo fan, and that's
Huge
cool.
Lobo fan. Thank you very much.
And I didn't think he looked bad. I didn't
No.
really particularly care.
No,
He
I
didn't look
guess not
bad. He
Lobo.
just wasn't big enough.
That's not
dude.
Lobo, man. You need like Lou Ferrigno Lobo. You know what I mean? You need somebody that's like 6'5".
What was that guy? In the
like Derek Mears.
Oh no, I think he was in like the 90s or maybe 2000s. He was like just this jacked brother, but he was like a big deal. Like I remember he was like the strongest man, bodybuilding guy.
yeah. How many?
Yeah.
See,
whatever.
you need somebody like Magnus von Magnuson.
Yeah.
You know, pulling off some of these big characters like that, which would be awesome. Because they could CGI anybody's face on anybody.
Absolutely.
Well, but
Which would be cool.
You could put that and Mark Ruffalo's face on it.
Oh, there you go. It's the Hulk. He's back.
Lobo Hulk.
Oh, what I do want to talk about.
Mark Ruffalo should never play Lobo, by
Well,
the way.
real quick,
No thanks.
Terrible.
before we move on, I do like unless it services the story. Like if you're gonna go back in time and show me like the Court of Owls in pre-Batman,
That
Gotham,
would be cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you show me that for a little bit, and then you come back to it at like meaningful in the present day Batman story. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could even do that, like even some backstory with like Ra's al Ghul.
Or whatever.
You know, but
Yeah.
no, Court of Owls, that's what I'm saying. Stuff
Yeah.
that took place before.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. But
I don't care. So
And
sorry,
I honestly
sorry,
think they
Krypton.
should have done that show if they were going to do it that way and never had Bruce Wayne in it.
Sure,
That would have been better.
but
Because
Krypton.
then,
Yeah,
you're getting. You had to get to a point where he morphed into some vigilante, if not truly Batman.
but the whole thing is like
and
he
then
goes
it went
away.
completely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't make any fucking sense.
Wow.
This way, you could do it, and it would be like, okay, well, that could be canon because it doesn't affect anything that's going on right now, but tie back into stories that popped up much later. Sure,
Yeah.
you know.
But
The-
you could really kind of say that Lois and Clark was like that too.
Kinda, yeah.
Did not need to
Yeah.
happen.
No, but
Did
People
not need
loved
to
it,
happen.
Krypton
though.
had
But
Adam
people
Strange.
loved
People
it.
loved him some Dean Cain.
The first season of Krypton was kind of cool in the premise, and I liked the way it looked and everything. And Adam Strange is in it, and like the whole idea if you like go back in time and kill Superman's grandpa, there's like no grandpa or whatever.
Then he's like Tom Arnold. He's his own grandpa.
I don't know. The stupid?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move
So
on. Let's move
anyway, Krypton's canceled. Sorry, guys.
The-
Nobody cares.
The one thing that I want to mention is an anniversary for a movie. One of the most important movies to me whenever it came out, and this is from your favorite year of the 90s, Dan, Natural Born Killers.
Oh, 1994.
We're hitting 25 years on that movie. Can you imagine? Just remember when that movie came out.
Oh, I
how
do.
extremely badass that movie was. How full of everything it was.
Well, and I think even
It's
people
different,
now,
so
even
different.
people now watching it, like I know some younger folks that just recently watched it, and they were like, "That was really good." And I'm like, "Of course it is. It's
An
very-
incredible
it's very
movie.
cool.
Incredible movie. The way he
Yeah.
filmed it.
all the different
pacing.
film stocks
and
and stuff.
And you think that, like, let's say that's your first introduction to Tarantino. I mean, because it probably was for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, nobody really knew it though either.
Right. But the journey that movie takes you on is just all over the place.
Man, so many
Um,
great performances too.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean,
Robert Downey,
Robert Downey Jr., Wayne Gale.
Wayne Gale.
I was there when it all went down in Grenada. You know, I mean, there's so many great parts and there's so many good lines. There's so many
Rodney
great performances.
Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield's character was fucking evil.
That whole scene is like my memory of this movie is when it was on tape,
Oh yeah.
and it was like a big deal kind of thing to see it, and that scene it's all like a TV sitcom with a laugh track and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's fucking nuts.
The way
dude.
that they made that like a sitcom, but it was so dirty and nasty
evil,
and just bad. And then they, like you said, they had that laugh track. He's that meat man cocksucker. It's just even the little roles in that movie were so great too. Most of the people that were part of the TV crew, they had great lines in it, and they took from the Charlie Manson interview in that.
Absolutely.